Hi, Riikka Martikainen. You are the research director of the Stem Cell Center at the University of Eastern Finland's AI Virtanen Institute. Could you briefly introduce your research group and some of its key focus areas?
Hi, Piritta. Yeah, sure. So we are, like you said, the Stem Cell Center and the Stem Cell Lab. So what we do is we develop patient cell models through stem cell technologies so that we can study human disease. And we're basically just looking at basic disease mechanisms.
Okay, right, nice. And what are some of the research questions or issues your group is addressing?
So we are interested in rare monogenic diseases. So we're mostly interested in energy metabolism and mitochondrial diseases, especially mitochondrial DNA mutations. And one of the key questions that we are trying to tackle is really the huge variation that is seen between patients who have mitochondrial disease. So patients who share the same mutation and have the same primary defect in the cells, they might have a completely different outcome and completely different disease. So some patients have a purely neurological disease. They might have encephalomyopathy. Then some patients have diabetes and deafness or hearing impairment. And some patients might have a very severe life-threatening cardiac disease and a heart defect. So we're really interested in that. What is causing this variation between the patients and what sort of dictates the outcome, what that happens in the patients and the manifestations that the patients then end up suffering from.
Really interesting. And what kind of collaborations do you have both within the university and maybe even beyond it?
So we're of course collaborating quite a bit with the clinicians. So they provide us with the patient materials and the cells that we can start with and then study. And then so they're important in the beginning, but also then later on, because it's important when we see something in the dish and in the laboratory, it's important then to discuss with the clinicians that how well does this fit with what they are actually seeing in the patients. So does our findings in the dish actually mean something for the patient, and are they relevant for the patients? So we collaborate quite a bit with the clinicians and with the hospital. And within the university, we actually collaborate quite a bit with other research groups through the Stem Cell Center and through our stem cell work, because we do quite a bit of the reprogramming of the patient lines also for other research groups. So we are really collaborating with a lot of groups through that. So they provide us with their patient material that they're interested in, and then we do the reprogramming and establish the stem cell lines for them so that they can then utilize in their studies.
Sounds great. And what are some of the achievements of your research group that you are most proud of?
So I'm really proud with the people and how they work, my people and how they work in the lab. So the stem cells are sometimes quite tricky to work with, and the patient material, of course, it's very valuable, and because the patients provide their cells, so we want to really treat them well and utilize them well. And sort of respect the material that we have. So I'm proud of the way that my people can actually culture the cells and work with the difficult lines, and really the cells are the key in our studies. So if we start with bad material and bad cells, then we can't trust the results. So I'm really happy that I can say that I trust my people, and I trust the way that they handle the cells, and I know that we can start with good material and good cell lines. So that's one of the key things that I'm really happy and proud of the lab and my people with.
That's amazing. And if you look into the future, what kind of impact would you like your group's research to have in the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, so like I said, we're interested in the basic disease mechanisms, and I hope that we can produce and generate some data and some So I hope that we can produce some data that then can later on benefit the patients and the families who suffer from these diseases. So either provide some data that can help develop treatments for the patients, or then with the rare diseases, even the diagnosis is sometimes very difficult. So even providing tools for better diagnostics would be very important for the families, because that's really often a key question also for the families, to have the correct diagnosis and know what is affecting their family.
Very important and impactful indeed. And then the most important question: why should researchers choose your group for their postdoc? What makes your group amazing?
So we have interesting research questions and interesting projects, of course, but then we have also very nice people to work with. So we have really excellent people in the lab, very nice colleagues and people to work with. And for people who like nature and outdoors, then Kuopio is an excellent place to live. So if you're not too afraid of the snow and sometimes cold weather, then I can really recommend Kuopio as a place to live, and there's lots to do.
That's very true. Thank you very much, Riikka Martikainen.
Thanks, Pirita.